What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, there's a lot of reports, a lot of rumbling, and a lot of talks that undefeated lightweight star title contender, Frank the Ghost Martin, 18 wins, no loss, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, and is a southpaw, that Frank the Ghost Martin was lowballed in the negotiations, and hence the reason why he decided to walk away from the showdown for a vacant WBC, World Boxing Council, title at lightweight against Olympic silver medalist, two-division world champion, undefeated undefeated unified super featherweight WBC WBO world champion, now lightweight superstar title contender, SHAKUR Stevenson, who is 20 wins, no loss, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, and he too is a southpaw. With that said, they were scheduled to go to a purse bid. Now, follow me. Everybody's saying now that Frank Martin indicated. Now, initially they were supposed to go to a purse bid September 5th. The purse bid was canceled by the WBC, President Mauricio Suleiman, and board of 32 members. Okay? The purse bid was canceled. And the WBC informed the world, that the boxing world at least, that SHAKUR Stevenson and Frank Martin have come to an agreement. And that they will be having a showdown for the vacant WBC title. Top Rank, ESPN, they indicated that the fight is going to take place November 16th, Las Vegas, Nevada, which is a Thursday. There have been many big fights during the week. So when anybody tells you, oh, they can't fight during the week, Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns fought September 16, 1981. The two best fighters in the world fought for undisputed and welterweight division and the glamour division on a Wednesday. Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns fought on a Monday. So these big fights have taken place during the week, and that's what's wrong with the sport of boxing, what we need to get back to. Nonetheless, November 16th is a Thursday, right? And Frank Martin and his team informed Top Rank that they were no longer interested in making the fight happen, and that was it. So SHAKUR Stevenson, he had put out a post, and he responded to Frank Martin backing out. And he said that Frank Martin is ducking, and he told Edwin De Los Santos to get ready so they can make the fight. Now, this was all came about because undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, who is 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. Devin Haney is now moving up to junior welterweight to challenge two-time junior welterweight world champion, the reigning WBC junior welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Regis Ruguru Prograis, December 9th, San Francisco, California, the Golden State Warriors Chase Center Arena for the WBC title. So the WBC removed and relieved Devin Haney of his 135-pound WBC title as he's challenging for the WBC title at 140. So the number one challenger at lightweight is two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer, former unified lightweight champion, Vasyl Lomachenko. But Lomachenko turned down the opportunity to fight the number two fighter, which is SHAKUR Stevenson, for the vacant WBC title. Then the number three WBC ranked champion, title contender, which is Mexican star title contender, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, he too turned down the opportunity to fight SHAKUR Stevenson for the vacant title that's been vacated by Devin Haney, or stripped of Devin Haney. So that left the number four challenger, which is Frank Martin, to fight the number two challenger for the vacant WBC title. They ordered this fight. And then they had a purse bid for September 5th for them to go to a purse bid. And they said that they came to an agreement and that now they didn't need the purse bid. So somebody is drastically not telling the truth. Because if they remove the purse bid, that means that the WBC have been receiving confirmation and been in contact with not just Shakur Stevenson, legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum and ESPN, but they had to be in contact with Frank Martin's team, his promoter, in Errol the True Spence Jr., and his advisor, Premier Boxing Champion founder advisor Al Heyman. As it was stated that Al Heyman and the PBC and Errol Spence and Showtime President Sports Steven Espinosa, were on board with allowing Frank Martin to go and showcase his talents on ESPN. Right? So if Frank Martin wasn't negotiating with Shakur Stevenson and they didn't have a verbal agreement to remove the purse bid, then that means the WBC has told a major lie. And that means that, allegedly, that means that the WBC has put a stain on Frank Martin's reputation, and he needs to be calling out the WBC for doing that. But if the WBC is telling the truth, then that means Frank Martin is in negotiation with Shakur Stevenson, and he was well aware of what they was offering before he allowed the purse bid to be removed off the table as an option. In the purse bid, right, he can receive upwards of 30%. So now they're saying that Shakur Stevenson is saying he was offering him, he put up a post saying that Frank Martin was going to receive 4 times the amount for this fight with Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson retracted that because Shakur Stevenson was told the same thing by Devin Haney in his negotiation, and he turned it down, which is understandable. And we can say Shakur Stevenson, he turned down the fight. He didn't want the fight with Devin Haney because he should have called Devin Haney bluff. And I'm not one to tell a man what he's believe his worth is or what his worth is. But he turned down the fight and he should have called Devin Haney bluff. So he removed it because he knows that was hypocritical of him to say. But nonetheless, it's reported that Frank Martin made $250,000 his last fight. So he's going to make $1 million this fight for Shakur Stevenson and get a marquee fight and fight for a title. And he turned it down because he felt like he was being lowballed, which means that Top Rank and ESPN pulled the rug from underneath him. See, you can't have it both ways. Then that means that Top Rank and ESPN and Bob Arum, they snatched the rug from underneath Frank Martin after he allowed the purse bid to be removed. And they didn't keep their word on what they was offering. And if that to be the case, when Frank Martin 2 days ago, this information came out and he just responded yesterday and he said, I didn't duck anything. He used other words, I'm paraphrasing. But if he didn't duck anything, then he should just tell the world that they pulled the rug from underneath my feet. Or if you wasn't happy with what they was offering, then you shouldn't have let the purse bid go away because you would have received more money guaranteed with the purse bid. And just like what happened with Triller, when we had Teofimo Lopez who beat Lomachenko for the unified titles, then he was defending his titles against IBF mandatory challenger George Kambosos out of Australia, who wasn't a big name. And Bob Arum was on record saying that George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez allegedly was in cahoots to allow this to go to a purse bid, not come to an agreement with them, as Teofimo was signed to Top Rank, is signed, and George Kambosos was signed to well-renowned promoter and Hall of Fame promoter Lou DiBella. And he said that they were in cahoots to allow, not come to an agreement in negotiations so that it can go to a purse bid so they can receive more money. And Top Rank bid the lowest because they didn't want this fight for Teofimo Lopez. They wanted him to fight somebody different, a bigger name. And he wanted to take this fight. So Top Rank bid a low offer, $2.3 million for the fight, which means Teo would have got 1.2 and Kambosos would have got 1 million. But then out of nowhere, Matchroom CEO promoter Eddie Hearn and DAZN came out and bid 3.2, and Bob Arum wasn't happy because now Eddie Hearn and DAZN just won the fight, which would have seen now Teo get more money and George get more money. But then out of nowhere, Triller came in because, see, as long as you have a promoter's license and you can put on a fight, anybody can bid on it. So you can overbid what the respected promoter feel like it's worth. So then Triller out of the blue came out and bid $5 million, which means T.O. was going to get $3 million and Kambosos was going to get $2 million. Money they never seen. So if that's the case, Frank Martin should have allowed it to go to purse bid. And don't try to bank on Top Rank and Bob Arum giving you the money you're looking for. So either they pulled the rug from underneath his feet or he made a bad decision. Nonetheless, he has to come out and explain it. So now you have a lot of people coming out and they're trying to compare SHAKUR Stevenson negotiations with Devin Haney to this negotiation with Frank Martin, and saying he's treating Frank Martin unfair, giving him 16% when he didn't want to take 25% to fight Devin Haney, which is understandable. But nonetheless, this still has to fall on Frank Martin because he and his team should have made a better decision with the purse bid. And if that's the case, then you just come out and tell them, Bob Arum, they told us one thing, and then we let the purse bid go away. They pulled the rug from underneath our feet. Period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.